Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So for today's reading, seems like I might go once a week type of girl, huh? I finished my pendulum board. So I still have the Mod Podge to seal it, so I'm kind of trying to be gentle. Maybe I'll put a picture in. So it has, the months. This is like almost like a Black Mirror type of thing. You can't really see it. There you go, a little bit. The elements, sun and star. Obviously the letters, moon, numbers, and then days, weeks, months, years. Chakras. And then the little pocket down there is yes and no's. So I tried it out. Oh, and I have a pendulum, but it came with my other board, and I'll use it, I'm sure. But I made one. So it works really great too. I don't know what I'm doing. So in here I have labradorite, rock crystal, lapis lazuli, tiger's eye, mugwort, pink Himalayan salt, black salt, lilies, and chrysanthemums for me, and some sea salt to fill it. And then comes out, I have my key. I love keys. I have a ton of keys everywhere. Love keys. And then just some beads. And then these beads here came off of a Sagittarius bracelet I had. So a little Sagittarius, a star, and then amethyst crystal that came off another bracelet that broke. So it's all mishmash. But oh my gosh, this as like the handle, it's first of all perfect length considering I didn't measure anything, and it feels like when magnets are opposing is the best way I can explain it. It's awesome. So I got some messages with this today for the first go around, and we'll go over those before we start the reading. I just kind of took my time and went with intent over the different things on the board. So I got an immediate response, which was great, because I was like, but I should have known it would have been an immediate response, because I made it. And it has that magnet feel to it. So what I got, the chakra that came through was your throat chakra. April and May showed signs of some energy which is interesting because I'll get into it because it kind of all flows together after that. The element that came through was the air, which is interesting because communication and the throat chakra is kind of linking that. But it's also like intelligence and change, imagination, freedom. The element of air is also tied to the springtime, which kind of circles back to April and May. The zodiac signs that came through were Capricorn, Gemini, and Scorpio. So that's end of December into January. Gemini is end of May into June. And Scorpio is very end of October into November. For in case you know people, but you don't know what the sign is, but you know when their birthday is, you know. So for the moon cycle, that's significant. It's just before the full moon and then through the full moon. So I got some energy right before and then the full moon, but not thereafter. So I looked up, interestingly, for April and May, when is the full moon in there, and there is one May 1st, and it's one of two that month. That month has two, so the second one will be a blue moon, but the May 1st one, you know, and then when I went along further down for like numbers and the timing and stuff, I got 7 weeks. So if it's 7 weeks from now, it'll be January 4th. It'll be around then. So that could be significant, being the first week of the new year. You know, that will be New Year's weekend. You know, I think New Year's will be like that Thursday or something like that. And then that's the New Year's weekend, so that's significant. Something could happen that weekend. That's a Sunday, too. So if it's 7 weeks from now, it could be January 4th. But, if it's coinciding with that April and May message, if it's 7 weeks leading up to the full moon, you're going to want to start paying attention, I guess, around like mid-March, because then that would be 7 weeks leading up to. 7 weeks after, it would be full moon, and then that cycle would be ending like last week in June 19th, around there. You know, if it's the 7 weeks surrounding that moon cycle, I would say taking into consideration for the shift, because 7 is like that odd number. It can go like whichever shifting way. I would say pay attention anywhere between the beginning of April and the end of May. Just April and May as a whole, because 7 weeks can be April 3rd to May 22nd, or like April 10th to like May 29th, you know, if it's encompassing the moon cycle in the middle of the 7 weeks. So just as a rule of thumb, if this reading ends up being for you, I would pay attention April and May, just as a precaution. Letters that came up, no vowels, so there's no words here, so it's either initials or it's, I don't know, but D, F, L, B W Y B J P. I think I might pull some more letters and see if we can like fill in. And lastly, whatever question that might be on your mind, whether yes or no, you know, whether you should do something or not, the answer is yes. The answer is yes. So whatever was the first thing that came to mind when I said that is, it's yes, you should, or yes it is, or yes, do it, or whatever, yes. Okay. I'm working on my oracle cards too. They're just on like blank business cards, so I wrote them already. I just need to write the definitions in the book, because I have a little book. Maybe I'll just be like master, like crafter for everybody. Like, what's my role? Where do I fit here? What do I fit in this? I've never really done a, hey, this is who I am type of video. I guess impromptu is just as good as any, right? I can kind of do it during pre-shuffle. So, hi, my name is Maureen Renee. I've always been, intuitive, for sure. I didn't know what to make of things all the time, and I'm probably not going to be able to think of super specific instances now, because I'm trying to, but stuff would happen. I would just know things, and things would happen, and, whatever. I can remember as far back as like 13 years old, my friends and I were asking yes, no, maybe questions with a deck of playing cards. To who? I don't know. But it was like we didn't have a Ouija board. So that's what we did. And I don't know if it worked or it was all in our heads, but I feel like there was some definite results. That was a weird summer. I don't know. It's hard to explain unless you know. I've had paranormal experiences, like I've seen paranormal things. I've had things touch me. I was literally punched in the face by something that wasn't there, enough to leave marks. Just things, and you know, and things that I've known. A lot of times I couldn't confirm it because no one would be like, yeah, you're right. Except it's funny because people I grew up with, when stuff would happen when I was younger, they would acknowledge it. They'd be like, how did you know that? You know what I mean? Or be like, that was weird, you know, things like that. Now, people, who are like newer in my life, who are kind of like into this stuff, yeah, they acknowledge it. A lot of my motivation, you know, my cheering squad, you know, which is awesome, and I need it, and it's so helpful. But people have known for like 20 years, just act like it doesn't exist. And part of me thinks sometimes it's because the things that I have brought up to different people like, that I couldn't prove, but they couldn't prove otherwise either. And now it's like, if I'm right about this and this and this and this and this, what are the odds I'm wrong about this? I don't know. Some people are just weirded out by it, and that's cool too. I don't talk about it with anybody who doesn't talk about it with me or who show interest. I'm not about that. I'm doing it because it's so fun and helpful, and to me and other people, if I can get a message to someone who needs it, for sure. I can remember when I first even found out tarot on YouTube was a thing. I was like, is this person talking to me? Because is this my FBI agent? Because some of them were hidden, but I needed it to at the time. You hear your answers from the divine in whatever way they can get it to you, whether it's a tarot reading on YouTube, whether it's a song lyric, whether it's something a random person says to you at work. That's like, kind of just like clicks that puzzle piece together for you. You know, you get your messages in a million different ways. If you can just let go and learn how to like walk that line of not everything's a message, right? Not everything is magical. And I'm going to listen to my intuition about that one. It's more about learning your intuition and not like grabbing something, analyzing it, and being like, no, right? It's more about being able to see all of these things that could be something, but being like, no, this is what it is. You know, it's without being able to explain it better. So when this period of my, transformation, enlightenment, awakening, started, it was, really, I was just looking for peace. I was looking for peace, and, I had gotten away from a lot of, like, my spirituality and stuff like that, through just living everyday mom life, working 9 to 5 and taking care of the kids and taking care of my husband, and, there's no room for anything like that. And that was fine, because that's not what life was about then. I loved my life. It's just the way it was, with my kids growing up. I loved it. I did. We had fun. But going through the worst time of my life, and then having, as I'm trying to carry that, having different things compile on top of it, I'm like, I can't carry it anymore, guys. I can't do it. I don't break, but my God, am I close to the ground? And I broke. But I think I broke in a way that it was like cracking a glow stick, right? Like, I was so afraid of it bending too much and breaking, but then it cracked and it like lit up the whole room. That's the best way I can explain it, because all of a sudden I feel like I woke up one day. I made a little video on Instagram about it, because I was like, you would have thought I was in like a manic episode. I was like fucking Technicolor Dreamcoat. all I used to say was Hugh Jackman on the Tree of Life movie, when he's like, he sees the light at him, that image of him. That's how it felt. And everything was like I said, I turned around and saw everything kind of like made sense, and this happened, but those flowers grew there, and now all the landscape makes sense from the path I had gone on, whatever. I had a deck of tarot cards, And I think in looking at meditations, because I used to meditate to the best of my ability when I used to sauna, when I went to the gym, and I hadn't done that in a long time. And I really missed that, so I was looking up guided meditations, because I need to listen to something, because my mind just, but if I have something to like, oh, come back to this, it's a little easier for me. There's no rules, whatever works, you know. So that's what happened, and then I came across naturally other like esoteric channels, and it brought me to tarot, and I started watching it, and one got me because it was like, what? Like, literally, like, told the story. Even, like, a certain detail that was like, whoa. One of those type of things. But I think I needed to get my attention, right? I still follow this person, and he's, like, amazing. Crazy, just knows things. Not necessarily about me, but just, you can just see the like, knowledge, wisdom, downloads, I don't know, but you can see it in them. And the more I was watching, I was like, I can do this. And I tried. And I kind of got a feel for what the cards, the meanings of the cards and stuff, and I tried, and that first time I tried, it was like, I opened up a storybook, and I was like, yes. And it just went from there. And then I asked people at work, can I do a reading for you? You know, if you're interested, let me know. I'll do it just to try, so you can give me feedback. And it went well. One person in particular, it was like I was in her living room, and a lot of things were confirmed from that one. So it gave me the confidence, like, this is real. I do know what I know, you know, and the tarot cards is just a way to put it into words, or to tell a story for you to hear what you need to from it, kind of like I did that day, you know. I might not be telling your story, I say this like almost every reading word for word, but the energy I'm picking up on, the story I'm getting, if it's for you, is going to have something in it. It could be your story word for word. I've had that too. But if it's for you, it's going to trigger you into somehow getting to the answer you need from it, right? And that's what it's about. It's about getting the answers you need so you can move along on your journey and your healing, or your whatever it is you're doing. We're all in this together on our own individual paths, you know. So once I realized I could do it, I did it. You know, and like I made candles. I made like intention candles, which I could still make. And that led into, I had them for sale at a place for a little bit. They didn't do well. I think it's because I wasn't selling them though. And that led into, you know, knowledge about that, and then knowledge about the herbs, and knowledge about the crystals, and then it got into infusing the herbs into oils and making lotions and you know, body butters and different types of salves and all lip balm and tea and, you know, bath salts, you know. So it's really, and this has only been like a year and a year and a half and my life has just exploded with goodness, you know, and it's awesome. And I love it. And I love the solitude of it. I love everything about it. And the more little things I learn, all I do is, if I think of an idea, I try it, and if it works for me, and it feels good, and it makes me feel good, I do it. Like the Scrabble little letters. Who does that? Me. I do. They work. I'm not gonna go buy something new if I have wooden letters here. I don't care where they're from. If the intention's there. They don't have to be for that thing. Do you know what I mean? It's like my pendulum. It was made from nothing, and it probably has the best intentions built into it than anything I could purchase. So that's me. I'm just kind of like winging it like I do the rest of my life. I don't plan anything. I'm not going to start now. At first I tried to like have a schedule. I'm going to do videos on this day and that day, and I'm going to make things on this day, and I'm just not that person. I'm just not. So I do it when I can, and I, have intentions to do it, and I don't get it done, and whatever. It will all work out the way it's supposed to for me. I do what I can handle right now. As it is, I feel like I'm on a hamster wheel. I wake up in the morning, I go. I lay down, I wake up. It's like just a continuation from the day before. I just take a nap. But I'm hoping this will all lead me down a road where that's not the case someday. I love what I do. I think I do heal people in my own little way. Because I do care about them. And I think they feel that my patients love me for a reason. I'm not schmoozing them. I'm not fake. And I think they know that. Like, I'm not just trying to sell you glasses. They need a lot more than that from me. Some of them. And that's fine. Because if they're getting it from their optician, clearly there's nobody else. So I'll take a couple of minutes and listen. And just listen. Because I don't need to say anything. They don't want answers to anything. They just want someone to listen. And be like, that sucks. Sometimes it's all different, but when they're going through something, sometimes they just need someone to be like, that sucks. So that's where I am. I feel like I'm on some kind of healing journey to heal, like I'm healing. You're always healing, but I've healed a lot. And I think I'm here to help people heal from things I've healed from, right? Or that feeling. And whatever that looks like. Whether it's tarot cards, a tarot reading, a message I get, randomly text someone I care about, like, hey, just thought I wanted to tell you this. Sorry I'm a weirdo. Whatever. But it's different now because I've learned through this how to, care for these other souls without giving all of mine. And, that's very different than being a people pleaser and trying to avoid abandonment wounds. Like, I'll take care of it, I'll take care of it, I'll take care of it. It's almost like you put so much value on everything you take care of that that other person, you almost give them no opportunity other than to depend on the structure you created, And that's how you end up with the conundrum of loving someone too much. Sometimes it can lead down that kind of like, road where if you're grounded and you're within yourself and you don't allow, your cup to go empty while you're like taking care of all these other things. If you learn to do that, then you're going to learn to set boundaries because you have to. You have to say no. You have to be like, no, because that's going to deplete me. Things like that. So I think because I have really successfully learned that, and I really successfully learned how to say no, and I really successfully learned how to set boundaries without being a dick. You don't have to be an asshole to say no, right? And I think that's hard for some people. You can just say no with no reason. That's hard. Especially with like a people-pleasing issue, I don't want to make you mad at me, even if it's like subconsciously. Once you set those things in play though, and you kind of get used to doing it, everything else kind of falls into play. And then it's like, okay, well, now because you set these boundaries and stuck to it, you're able to kind of not be on guard anymore, because now it's a habit. Now it's part of who you are. You can just kind of be and not be totally like, using all your energy to deflect people with like, I don't give a fuck type of attitude. That type of deflection, you are deflecting people who don't have good intentions for you, because your energy says, I am worth this is XYZ. This is what my worth is to me. I know what my worth is, and you're not going to come at me in any less of a way than what I'm worth. That you can deflect somebody with that energy without saying a word too. You can do it with a smile on your face. With all the genuine caring in the world, and not being condescending and just being genuine, just learning how to say no. I don't like this. I don't want this. So that's something that this journey has taught me. And because of that, I'm able to fulfill part of what I think I'm here for, and that is caring for other people in the best way possible. I am exhausted every day. My body felt like a sandbag this morning. I'm sore. My body hurts. My muscles hurt. My joints are achy. I'm stiff every time time I get out of the car, like, I don't sit all day. As soon as I leave the house, I don't sit except for when I'm in the car until like 7:30 at night. But I love what I do, and I have an awesome time every day at work, and I'm leaving work smiling and joking usually the same way I came into work. So yeah, I'm exhausted and it's tiring, and I'm like, holy shit some days. But it's fun. So it's manageable, you know. But if it was like that and I didn't have control over my emotions and boundaries and how I give to people, I would be a raving bitch. And I know this because I have been. When I was in a bad environment and that fed off negativity, I was a nightmare to everybody. So growth is a big part of this journey, and I think because of, you know, I think another reason all this has happened is because I'm serious. It's not like I'm saying, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this, and don't, like, I'm serious. I don't watch things that I think are, you know, just trash and negative and fear-mongering stuff. I do to other people how I treat other people how I want to be treated. You know, I live by what I say. I don't just say this, I live by it. Have I always? No. But I'm not in survival mode either. And hindsight, looking back on a lot of things, is very strange. You know, the other day I mentioned to my daughter, hey, can we try to, like, get out the door on time? Because, like, every time we're rushing out the door, I feel like I want to cry. Like, I literally feel like I want to fucking cry because I hate rushing. I hate being late. I hate it. I get up at 4 in the morning. There is no reason I should be rushing out the door. It's not just her. It's me too. But we feed off each other. If she's going slow, I'm going slow, you know. But then I thought, I realized at some point, that anxiety that I feel, that feeling like I want to cry, that's anxiety, right? That I just, like, feel it every time I walk out the door like that, and I'm just like, oh, and I go about my day, and it goes away once we get in the car and we're going. It's just that moment of, like, fuck. That's the same feeling of anxiety that back when I was 15, I couldn't get past and just walk out the door and go about my day. I would get that, and then in between one class to the other, like in the hallway walking, I would gear myself up so much with it, I would just skip that class. So I'm like, wow, yes, I'm 45 compared to 15, but the feeling is the same, right? And it's like, so that same feeling that would cripple me back then is just like a inconvenience now. So that's kind of cool to just look at, you know, because it is the same feeling. So I don't know, I thought that was pretty cool. So here I am, and I'm learning things as I go. I do believe my readings are accurate. I do believe what I hear in my messages and downloads. I do believe they're for somebody. My drawings, the things I think about creating. Like, I just made a Zen garden randomly when I was at Doll Store. I saw the sand and the rocks. I'm like, I can make a Zen garden. And then I got a little tray, and yeah, voila. And I love it. So that's how things come to me. It's just random. And I do it. So yeah, my birds. I got birds. I got little cardinals and doves and owls. It's just, I like that. I want that. bells, keys, that's how, you know, anything, any little thing I love, that's how it comes to me. It's like, oh, I love that. I get this feeling. And it's funny because, different but the same. My two kids, their dads, you know, they're 7 years apart. One was like my high school love. We was together from 16 to like 19. And then my youngest, who just turned 20, her dad, we was together from, I was 22. Yeah, 22. And we broke up right before I turned 39. We moved out when I was 40, so yeah. I knew there was something different about those two. There's only been 3 people, 4. There's only been 4 people. I can't explain it. There's some, I was like, I love them. My oldest dad, we had dated a couple times. And like, I broke up with him even. And, I was in the backseat of my friend's car one day, and I saw him drive by, ride by on his bike. And, I was like, I'm supposed to be with him. And I made it happen. I was like, I just want to be with you. My youngest, I met him through like family members that I knew of him. And I walked into his mother's house, and his sister was braiding his hair. And I was like my breath got taken away. I was like, I love him. I didn't even know him. Like, I love him. And then I didn't see him again for like 3 months. And he moved in with me that day, so true story. The second time we met, he never left for like 18 years. Crazy. We had some crazy times. We were just winging it, trying to grow up and be adults and parents at the same time. Like, what? What do you mean? Crazy shit. Like, I had a stroke when I was 23. I was paralyzed. Both my parents had died. My brother died. My uncle died. So much shit's happened. Kids, miscarriages, friends come and go, moving, changing jobs. So much shit. As you would expect in a lifetime, right? So, you know, so all those experiences combined with the shattering, right? That I went through set me on this trajectory, really. You know, because then I was like sparked again, and then that was taken away from me pretty much by the same thing that caused the initial, you know, shattering. So it was like I couldn't even. But then I realized, I just said this to a friend of mine the other day, that you know, being shattered is my opportunity to put myself back together exactly the way I want. I make the blueprint. And when you look at it that way, it's like, true. You know, it's like you're reborn, but you're a baby. But it's not your parents teaching you, it's you teaching you, right? So I had to sit with myself. And this has been years I've been going through this. Almost a decade, okay? Really. My parents are wonderful. They love me and they did a great job. And that's why I'm able to do this, right? Because they laid the foundation with self-confidence and worth. Okay? They love me. They let me be myself. It wasn't them. It was once I got out of the house. Okay? So I knew I was special, and then I was told you're not. And I'm like, oh, you know, it was that type of thing. Not from home. Outside of home. However, it still happened when I was little, right? So I still have to teach that me how to be me without the other input. Why are you singing? You can't sing. Oh, I can? Oh, I thought I could sing. Why are you doing this? You can't do that. Oh, you know what I mean? And it's been wonderful. I'm not done yet, but it's been wonderful. So that's a little bit about me. So here I am. My youngest daughter thinks I'm crazy. My oldest one is pretty much on board. Whatever's gravy. My youngest, she supports me. Whatever crazy shit I want to do, either way. So that's all that matters. And I am so happy. And I'm so open to whatever crazy ideas pop into my head. To see what comes of it. You know, scrying? Oh my god. If I ever knew. You know, and that makes me think back, like, how much of my overthinking was actually, like, downloads? How much of my, like, seeing images and things, like the scrying, how much of that was, like, real? Not just, like, you know how they say you're trained to see faces and stuff, whatever. How much did I dismiss that was something? The world may never know. Now you will. So, let's see what's going to happen with this reading. This is going to be a long one, guys. I'm sorry, but I'm just taking my time. I do have to open my window a little. It's kind of a little stuffy. I just don't like the light. You know, I always say in the videos and stuff, like, I'm not psychic. I'm not going to tell you you're going to go outside and get hit by a bus. I don't know what I am yet. I'm just whatever I have been so far, you know. And right now, like, when I channel things or when I read tarot, it's like I said, it's like picking up on whatever energy comes through, whatever I, like, hear or see or whatever for the message. I don't think I've predicted anything. I've had feelings even in the past of something's gonna happen. You know, like something's gonna happen today. And that's been true. But that energy will be kind of like in the air. You know what I mean? At that time. But So I don't know. I think I pick up on energies. Calling out to me. Whether they know they are or not. Like that. And I don't know if people who I try to, I don't want to say contact, that's weird. Project energy to, like a message or like, you know, just to test and see. Sometimes they'll do that and see if I get any feedback. One person has potential that they do connect. If they're not bullshitting me. I'm still, I don't know. I don't know, kind of a bullshitter. Sometimes. Not all the time. I've been on say that they'll fucking, their feelings will be hurt. Because it's true. And I always say my oldest dad, I have never, even looking back in hindsight now, I've never had that, like, connection as we did. Like, I knew where he was sometimes for no reason. Like, it was that crazy. All the way up until, like, the last time I saw him. Probably beyond, really. And I don't know now. Sometimes it'll pop in my head. I'm like, I wonder if he's around. Because that's random. I do not think about him. It was like a lifetime. A whole different lifetime. It's like I'm talking about somebody I knew when we went to school with. Like when I talk about myself back then. Thank you, Spirit. I'm just yapping away here. If you don't mind, we can try to get some messages for collective. Why don't we start out with some, just, what's the vibe? What's the vibe of the day for my collective? You know, I don't know if anything's gonna add on to any of this. I'll look at the vibe and I'll do like a little spread maybe to go off of that. It's kind of a chill weekend. Actually went grocery shopping yesterday morning. I made a bunch of chicken thighs because I didn't want them to go bad, but then they were just in my fridge. And I was like, I made chicken chili. It's delicious. Here we go. We don't need all this. I wonder who that is that does it, because it's not all the time. That's what I want to do too. I want to learn my guides that are with me a lot. Like, I want to really learn them. I'm pretty sure most of mine are very ancestral. I really feel that. I'm curious. Hecate has been coming through recently and different things for me. So I've been watching stuff about her. I'm learning about all these things, all these gods and goddesses and deities and everything. Mary Magdalene has been coming up a lot for me. And Metatron. So as things start like coming up, if I keep getting the same like thing pop up, like video, I won't necessarily watch the videos that pop up because some of them are like AI factory, but it will prompt me to like look into it on my own. So I'm looking at the moon, the 8 of fire, so the 8 of wands, and 4 of wands. So, and then the King of Water. I feel like, for whomever this is for, the moon almost feels like, you know, the Eve, like Christmas Eve, you know, New Year's Eve. Like that one more little look at all the details that you can see right now. You know, because we don't always have all of the pieces, especially if we're kind of like going into a new something, a new territory, a new, you know, cycle, a new whatever. So with all the knowledge you have right now, that you can see, you're kind of going over that. And there is some things like you're a little wondering about, perhaps, that you're a little uncomfortable not knowing answers. I feel like you like to have facts, and you're like, oh, I wish I just knew this. I just wish. It would be like, you would be driven crazy if someone was like, yeah, just come here on this day. And you're like, yeah, what time? And they're like, oh, whenever. And you're like, no, but what time? And they're like, well, whenever. But you need like a time so you know when to start getting ready, so you know what time to get up. You know what I mean? Like, you need structure. And I think the moon is indicating there's no, you feel like there's no like structure right now, and you're kind of going into something without enough planning. So you're like going over everything you do know in your head before it starts. You know, but whatever's about to happen, it's either you know it's gonna happen quick, so you're like, okay, I need to get ready. I need to know as much as I can because this is gonna come in quick. But it's also causing some stability, right? Yeah. That's what you're manifesting. You're manifesting in your stability. That's what you're going after. You're really trying to, like, you're trying to manifest and figure out the steps you need to take to get there. When you just have to do it. Just go. You know, King of Water. Whatever you're guided to do to make this happen, just make sure you do it with love and integrity and compassion for other people. Don't plow anybody over. I don't know where that came from. Yeah. Keep your emotions about you as you go through it. In the Five of Earth, you know, I think kind of coinciding with the King of Wands, maybe like the five, it did come out. It did come out more so when I was talking about like the manifestation. I feel like the root of whatever it is you're, you know, kind of going towards and manifesting is because you're tired. You're like, kind of like I was saying earlier, like I'm on like a hamster wheel, but you're not getting the fulfillment from it. It feels like you know, and everything's happening so fast. I wonder if it's like, yeah, you're stable, but is it like worth it? Almost. That's what it is. You're stable. But it's like you're still like paycheck to paycheck. As an analogy, like if it's your job, you know, if it's a having to do with your work, like you're stable, but you're still working paycheck to paycheck, and you're like something has to give. So you're trying to manifest a comfortable stability. Eight of Earth and Page of Water. You might have an idea about something new you want to work towards, you know, and you're not sure about it because, again, you're stable. So it's kind of like, how do I get this to happen? Also, I'm picking up, you find out some information about your actual job that you weren't supposed to know. And it's, making you want to make moves to make sure to assure your stability. Yeah, so either way, it feels like you're kind of like just looking over all the info you have to figure out what should you manifest, you know, because I think you know whatever you decide is going to come in quick. What is it? What? These cards are giant. Well, it belongs to the void now. I'll have to find it after. I'm done with this deck anyway. You're gonna take yeah, I think you found out something, or you have a feeling about something, about changes at your work. I'm picking up. Yeah, so I think you're trying to, make moves towards, you know, what you're going to do. So you're using the information, the little bit of information you know, that makes sense, to manifest or, like, make moves, your bullet points, to sustain your stability. All while, you know, keeping your cool throughout, because you're not supposed to know this, I don't think. But it's good that you know this, because now you can stop anything happening to be a detriment to your finances, you know. But I feel like whatever you're manifesting in, whatever you decide to be like, okay, well, since this is happening, I'm gonna do this. This is the route I'm gonna go. Yes. Whatever's coming in is bringing in that happy ending, the Ten of Water, with give and take. So I think it's going to be work, and I think it's going to be, I think you're going to get out of this whatever you put in, is what I'm hearing. So let's maybe see what it is. So maybe this is, this could be what's going on in April and May. Because that throat chakra too, and the communication. Maybe you catch wind of it. Catch wind of it. At like a holiday party. In 7 weeks. January 4th. In April, May, isn't that like first quarter for businesses, or when like it closes out? I know it's tax time around then. Interesting. Thank you, Spirit. All right. I need to learn runes. I have some awesome ones my friend's husband made. Thank you. Please bring me some clear messages for collective. Okay. Tell me, what does collective need to know right now? Please, Spirit. need to know? What do they need to know? Maybe nothing from this deck. You know what? I'm gonna use a deck I never use. I thought about using it twice today, so. Thank you, Spirit. I changed to this deck. Clearly pointing it out to me for a reason. One more shuffle and then we will get, I'm looking for messages for collective for what do they need to know right now. Messages for the collective, please, Spirit. What does collective need to know to help them on their path today? Okay, I'm going to take 3 from the bottom. It's the first time I've ever heard that. Oh, that's why. That's why they told me to take 3 from the bottom. Because they were upside down. So 3 from the bottom is the Tower, the Magician, and the 3 of Cups. That was so weird. I heard just take 3 from the bottom. Like, okay, I'll just take 3 from the bottom. So what you need to know. I think what you need to know is, yeah, there's a tower coming that you're probably gonna find out about. Let's face down. But also know that as the Magician card is indicating that you are a master manifestor. You have the tools it takes to pivot and move on. But keep in mind, I want you to not lose sight of the fact that your community, your friends, your people will be important to this path. Pretty much you're not gonna do it alone. Ask for help. Don't be afraid to ask for help as you're trying to plan what to do. Include others that you trust, that are close to you. If it's co-workers, they're going through the same thing. If it's something to do with like an upheaval at work, which it kind of is making me feel that way, obviously. Knight of Pentacles, yeah. You are independent. I don't feel like this is like a, oh my god, there's gonna be trouble at work. I feel like it's like, okay, this is gonna happen, but you're an adult and life happens. So you're gonna use your skills and your resources, your connections, your people. Yeah, reach out to the people because they might have an answer for you too. And you're gonna go along your merry way and continue to be independent. That's what you need to know. I think in order to keep your independence, you need to reach out to other people. No one achieves, your independence independently. How's that? Oh my god, did I lose another? You guys, there's no place for these cards to go. Like, I am in a tiny little area here. Alright, I found these. My god. Bottom of the deck, Ace of Cups. I feel like the Ace of Cups on the bottom here is more indicating like I feel like that cup is full. It's all you put it down. If you put that cup on the table, it's not going anywhere. If it's full, it's heavy. I feel like your intuition is solid. your cup is full, so that means you're taking care of yourself. So it's like you can get through this. You can get through this. I guess we're using colorful decks today. Alright. So I'm gonna get what do you need to be prepared for? What you don't see coming as far as this is concerned. Because I feel like you kind of like know this a little bit. But you should, this is like, yes, this is coming, this is happening. I feel like you have like an inkling right now. Like you said, like you found out. Or you just have, again, I had this in another reading recently, like you're seeing signs, you see little writings on the wall. Something's going on. That your work life is going to be disrupted in some way. It just is. Sorry, guys. If somebody's like really watching this, something's going on with your job. Alright. What is, something they don't see coming? Two of Pentacles. Whoever's with me today doesn't like this. No, I'm just gonna shuffle it regular. I hear you. Should I keep it? Yeah, okay. Queen of Pentacles. I think there's going to be a lot on your plate as this transition happens, whatever this is. And you're going to be trying to juggle a lot of responsibilities, whether they're yours, you know, whether it's like, I don't know if you're going to have to job search, or if you're like taking on more roles in the company, like, I don't know. But there's like multitasking and decision making and what I like to call juggling plates, it looks like. But they're saying, like, whatever this is you don't see coming, like all this added responsibility, and it looks like a little chaotic. It's going to be a little chaotic. You can handle it. You have the strength. You have the experience to get through this, like the Queen of Pentacles. You're going to be grounded. You use your knowledge. You know, use the attributes of the Queen of Pentacles to help yourself in others kind of get through this. The Queen of Pentacles is grounded in nurturing and you know, good actually go with money. So that's a good nod that she's coming in here now. And just know you have the strength to get through this. You've been through worse. Yeah, and you remember all of it. The Empress came out, so remember your experiences. You know, this might be the opportunity to birth a new idea, something that you want to do. Utilize this tower into your advantage. And, you know, maybe that's what you're juggling with the Two of Pentacles. Maybe you're juggling whatever's going on with this job, and then also kind of setting the stage for your independence, your job. Nine of Pentacles again, yeah. You're independent. You may end up having your own business or working from home or something, working on your own in some way, shape, or form. Eight of Cups. Yeah, it looks like you're walking away from this. So whatever changes there are, whether it's like, I don't know if it's closing, or maybe it's just like the changes in the company, it's going to change your role, and you're kind of deciding if it's something that you want to do, and you're trying to juggle transitioning from your old role into like your new role, right? Or if you do have to find another job, finding another job. I don't think so. I feel like they offer you something like in place of your old position. But I think it's like more responsibility, more headache, more whatever, but not more pay. It's something like along those lines, and you're like, you know, and you have to find this. This is what you don't see coming. You're gonna have to find the strength, you know, while you need to find the strength to be the Queen of Pentacles to kind of get through this transition period, you also need to find the strength to let go of that mindset of making sure everything's taken care of, you know, because we fall into that too. If it's, you work with these coworkers, you want to like be there and support them and help them through whatever this is. But you also have to remember, you have to worry about yourself first and foremost. And that's where I think the Empress is coming in to use this opportunity to do something you love. Give birth to your ideas. Gain your independence and walk away from anything that's not serving your worth, right? Just because you've been there maybe for a long time doesn't mean you're obligated to pick up the pieces of something that's fallen apart. You don't have to go down with the ship. You can walk away on your own ship. And last but not least, let's get a little guidance. Use this one. Thank you, Spirit. What's the guidance for collective for this? I finish my oracle cards, maybe I'll do another reading with them later. I have a lot of ones to do, so we'll see. Oh yeah. Thank you, Spirit. Can I just have just a little guidance for collective for all this? Whoop, whoop, whoop. So, the Five of Swords, know that emotions are probably going to be flying. If this is something that's a tower, it's a tower for everybody, right? So this is going to be, in order for you to get to where you're going, this is going to be a win at all costs type of like situation, bittersweet victory. You're going to have to take your swords and go home. Or go move on, do all you can, help them in the battle, but at the end of the day, you're gonna have to move on if you want to win this. I don't think you can stay there. Like I said, don't go down with the ship. Maybe it's not going down, but ideally for you, it's not what we signed up for anymore. And that's okay. And then you got the Ace of Swords. So you have all the knowledge and wisdom and know-how that you got from that experience there, and your enlightenment. And again, this is almost like your gift of a new beginning, and now you like have the opportunity, however far along you are in your life now, to start with all this new wisdom that you didn't have before, and then Temperance came out. So that's, alchemize the moment. Take a key. I keep getting, turn this into an opportunity. Yeah. Take everything from your past, put all the energy into this, and use it to benefit your future. Death. Yep. Death is, it's the end. It's the end of that cycle. It's time to put that to bed and move on to your new beginning. And Nine of Wands that came out with that, it's like, yeah, it's been a long road. And you probably were kind of hoping you weren't going to have to do this again. You may have thought you were going to just be here. That you weren't going to have to go through the uncertainty of instability with your finances, but it's like, but don't give up. You're not going to give up. That's not what you do. The Nine of Wands, it's like, yeah, you're tired. Take a little lean on your stick there, but finish it up. We gotta start anew. So, yeah. So your guidance is, look out for yourself. Take what you know and use it to make your own cake better. Jump on your horse and start this new journey. You're going to be tired at the end, but it's okay. Yeah. New things can be exciting. Page of Swords, yeah. Yep. Now you get to put yourself back together exactly how you want. You can tell everybody the story of you exactly the way you want. At this new place, no one's gonna know you. I don't know if that's true, but take it as an adventure, right? I'll get one oracle card. Thank you, spirits. This was a great reading. So now that that's all said and done, yeah. You know, if there's no Capricorn, Gemini, and Scorpio involved, you know, Capricorn season, that's in 7 weeks. Gemini season is when all this may be occurring, because that's like, well, I think it's June, but it's right there. And then maybe Scorpio is when you like the ending, you know, maybe that's when you stay or you go, when the results come, because we don't know what the results are yet. So I think you know something's up. I think you're going to get confirmation in the beginning of the year and find out exactly what's going on. Exactly. And I think whatever changes is bringing about is going to be in the springtime, you know, that April, May. And then I think maybe it will take from April or May and then November is 7 months from there, which is Scorpio season. So then I think from April or May, when the changes start, it's gonna take you to like the end of the year to be like, you know what, this isn't for me. These changes are not for me. And then by that next, within a year, I think you'll be gone. Or moved on to something else. Or maybe the changes are fine. Maybe you're projecting all of this. That's why I'm picking up the negativity about the changes. Maybe the changes aren't bad. We'll find out in January, I guess, right? Intuition. Maybe you are right. Always trust your gut. The universe is constantly speaking to us. Will you choose to listen? So maybe you are right and the changes are going to be terrible. We'll find out. So yeah, pay attention in January, April, May, and then next November, I think, will be the end of all of this. For you. I don't know about like the job, but for you with this job, it will be the end. If not before then, but definitely by then. You might just wait to get through like the holidays or something. That may be when you give your notice. That might be when you give your notice. Alright, guys. Like and subscribe if you're feeling my vibe. And I will see you in the next video. I'm really going to try to do another one later. I'll see you soon.